Hey everybody, it's Steve here, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we conquered the Eastern Palace, so let's get our reward from Sasha Hashur Sasa Sakatash. He gives us a little bit more information about the Hylians, about the Master Sword, or the seal that was created, and I should get the remaining 2 pendants. And he gives us the Pegasus shoes. These are really good for speed running because, and I'll show you when we get out of here, but you can dash with them. Well, let me kind of get into some more open space here to really show them off, but I don't use them that much because, I don't know, you can run into things, you can run into enemies. I mean, if you run into an enemy when you're dashing, you'll hit them, but you can run off of cliffs, that you don't intend to. So I'm not big on using it. I mean, for the purposes of this, I'll probably try to use it a little bit just to speed things up a bit. But when I play Zelda games especially, I just like to explore and not dash around and hurry. I just got like this update on my computer. That's probably going to come through on the mic, I don't know. My computer did a little update thing and it made a little noise. I'm totally going the wrong way. I got distracted. That's my excuse. I got distracted. No, the truth is that I have a terrible sense of direction. Not only in real life, but in games as well. Even a game like this that I've played so many times, I still and I realize when I'm going the wrong way. So I mean, I know that okay, that's wrong, but I get lost. Not completely lost, but I'll be going a certain way and then realize, no, that's wrong. I mean, like that, right there. What I'm trying to do is get around the castle, back up toward the sanctuary, because here's what we're going to do in this video. Oh, first of all, let me just say that what I'm probably going to do is have like a dungeon video and then an in-between dungeon video, if that makes sense. It's kind of what I've been doing all along. It kind of, I just feel like it kind of breaks everything up pretty nicely. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing. So this video is going to be a little bit of collecting before we head to the second dungeon. And the first thing is right here. If you use your newfound Pegasus boots on that rock, you'll be rewarded with a piece of heart. There's 2 more that we're going to get on the way to the next dungeon. We also need to pick up an item that is going to allow us to enter the next dungeon. And there's also an optional item that we're going to pick up just because it can be used against the boss. And this is one of my least favorite screens in the entire game. There's just trees everywhere and bushes and enemies, and it's very confined and there's not a lot of maneuvering room. There's something about that screen right there that I really hate. It's just too claustrophobic. So yeah, there's 2 of the heart pieces that we could have picked up before, but it wouldn't have benefited us to do so because you obviously need 4 to get a heart container. Now you'll notice I did say 3 heart pieces now because the 4th one is actually inside the next dungeon. So by the time we reach the boss of the next dungeon, we will have yet another heart container. The next one's here. Again, we're going to be visiting this location again later. But again, for the sake of the heart piece, we'll do it now. Push these blocks and you get some bombs. But more importantly, if you leave, come back in, and we're going to push the blocks a little bit differently so we can get up in. We're going to pull that lever on the right. We're just going to release the water, and then waiting for us outside will be a piece of heart. We're going to have to do this again later for another purpose, but again, it's a heart piece. Might as well get it right now. Also, if you pick up this fish right here, you can carry him all the way back to Kakariko Village and give him to the guy that sold you the bottle, but that's just, it's ridiculous. So I usually just throw him into the water here, and he's asked to keep a secret. There are so many references in Zelda games to it's a secret to everybody from the first one. There's always characters throughout the series that are asking Link to keep a secret, or don't tell anyone, or make sure it's a secret to everybody. And I always find it hilarious. I know it's nerdy and stupid, but I love it. He's always being asked to keep a secret, and it's a total reference to the first game. We're going to sneak around this way for the item I was talking about. I'm not going to be too secretive about things. I mean, anyone who's played this game knows what I'm talking about when it comes to things. We're going to go get the ice rod, which is not in that cave. It is actually... You get out of my way, thank you. It's actually through this bombable section right here. The cave on the right has some fairies. We'll probably stop in there too, just to... because I only filled up one of my bottles in the last dungeon. I don't know why I did that, so... I've still got an extra empty bottle, so I might as well grab a fairy while I'm at it. But there's the ice rod. That is not a required item until very late in the game, but it can be used, like I said, against the boss of the next dungeon. Ow. So, some walls you can actually dash into, and they'll break, but honestly I don't know which ones. While I'm filling up on fairies here, I can also tell you that if you dash into that statue in the middle, a bee comes out, and you can actually catch him as well and put him in a bottle. The only purpose I can think of for that bee is that it attacks one of the bosses of one of the dungeons later on in the game. Not worth holding up a bottle just to hang on to that bee. I mean, you could get him before you came to the dungeon I'm talking about, I guess, but ultimately, to me, it's just not worth it. We're gonna have another item for that. It's gonna make that fight a lot easier. And I'm getting way ahead of myself, I know, but also over here, if you bomb up here, I almost forgot about this. I almost walked right by it. God, I'm terrible with the enemies, man, hitting me. And I used to think that you had to like use your arrows to kill these little mini Moldorms, but you can actually just sneak right along the bottom. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. And I don't think I even figured it out. I think I saw someone do it. And I was like, you know those moments when you do something the hard way all the time, and then you find out that there's an easier way to do it, and it just blows your mind, and it makes you feel like an idiot. Up here we have another thief hiding. Yeah, there you go again. Keep it between us. It's a secret to everybody. He gives us 300 rupees. We're gonna get maxed out real soon. We're close. No, that's it. Okay, well, we're 40 rupees away from being maxed out totally. But don't worry, we're gonna need them. Like I said, we're gonna be spending them. So what else we got? We've got, we're gonna start heading back to Kakariko Village. We've got to pick up that item I was talking about that's going to allow us entrance into the next dungeon. It's the Book of Medora. Like I said, why am I being secretive? It's not a secret to everybody, Steve. I don't. Oh, I'm such a loser. I swear. The person who makes me laugh the most, if at all, is me. And I know that sounds ridiculous and almost kind of arrogant, really. But I swear, I crack myself up so many times. The Book of Medora is not a secret to everybody. But we're gonna go get it. And I'm taking probably the most convoluted way possible to get there. Again. See if I can... Yeah, Link can even outrun arrows. Check that shit out. That's how badass he is. Oh, here's that stupid screen again. That was a fairy, but oh god, I'm under attack. Yeah, it's a stupid screen. Why don't I just avoid this screen altogether? I don't know. Alright, we're finally here. And man, I have gone the most roundabout way to get all these things that I wanted to get in this video. I've just gone completely... probably the worst way you could possibly go to get all these things. Certainly not the most direct way. Here's the library. And now we can, there's a book on top of the shelf, and we can now dash into the shelf and knock the book off and get the Book of Medora. aren't libraries like almost a thing of the past these days? I mean, like so many other things. You know, video stores are slowly slinking away into obscurity. I would think libraries would too, because who I don't know, who goes to libraries anymore? Who reads books anymore? I mean, people still read books, but it's all, you know, on your Kindles and your whatever the other one is, the Nook, you know, digital book. So does anybody actually ever go to a library and take out a book? I don't know. There's so many things of, you know, just time gone by. It's kind of sad to see sometimes. Ow. I just fucking Octorok. It's really sad to me to see so many of the things that I grew up with and that were commonplace for me, to see them kind of fade away. You know? I guess that's how the world is and that's how life is. I think there's a big fairy in here. We could definitely use it with all the stupid hits I've been taking. Ah, yes. Soothe my wounds, comfort my weariness. That was good. Anyway, we're almost there, I promise. One last little stop, and it's right up on the top part of this wall up here. We're going to get our third heart piece. And then, like I mentioned, the fourth one is in the dungeon. I think also this is where, if you don't have the Book of Medora and you're, you know, where do you learn that you need that in order to get into the next dungeon? I think it's this guy here. Like right now he acknowledges that I have it, but I think he might actually tell me that I need it. Probably even tell me where to go to get it too. There's a third heart piece. And we can make our way to the second dungeon, which is the Swamp Palace. I think it's called the Swamp Palace. It always confuses me because it's not really it's in the desert. Maybe it's a Desert Palace. I think it's a Desert Palace. Because it's in a desert. Oh my god, these little mudmen creature things. So anyway, up at this pedestal, if you don't have the book, it's just going to be a bunch of gibberish on this pedestal. But since we have the Book of Medora, we can make a wish. Oh, Link. What's he wishing for? Oh, just for a way in. Okay. I think that'll do it, because we'll do the dungeon in the next episode. Everyone take it easy, have a good day, peace, and I will see you next time for more of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Bye.